Welcome everyone to the art of running it down. Woo. Yep, we are back. It is election day. We are all just burnt out of politics.
Yeah. Let's get it out while we have to. Go vote. We all have good crap.
By the time this thing is done, you should have already voted.
Oh yeah.
Blah blah blah.
Go voted.
Yeah, go voted, but blah blah blah. But anyways, now that the politics are done, we can now focus all of our attention
on a political-free game.
On a politics-free game in League of Legends. I am, of course, your host, Mason Anderson, Zodiac. You can find me in game. That's now my new handle. My actual Twitter handle is Zodiac.
Because he's zooted.
Yeah, I'm
all the time.
Yeah, well, it's also because I'm an animal. I'm in the zoo. Of course, I'm always joined by my lovely co-hosts.
Mm-hmm. Maynard Foreskin, or AKA Paul.
I guess since we're doing our league names, not as big as Jesus, Alexis Portillo.
Yes. We're always here. Worlds just ended. Sadly, no more professional League of Legends for a little while.
Oh, they have to get off the fucking keyboard for a little bit.
Yeah.
I bet they're relieved.
Yeah, they're like, thank God.
Oh, I think we get out of this.
They get to play Fortnite.
Get out of China, man.
They get to play like Fortnite or something like that.
Do you think they partied hard, Damwon?
Oh, probably.
What's partying hard for Damwon Gaming? Do you think?
Oh, dude, they get to play ARAM.
They get to play ARAM. Partying hard means their top one gets to take Ignite Flash instead of Teleport. But anyways, that's a perfect segue into, of course, the World Finals. Damwon beat the darling story of the year, Suning Esports 3-1. Mm-hmm. Suning pushed them in a lot of games. It really looked like the first time Damwon had gotten pushed. But Damwon was able to, just play their game and able to win. Alexis, I'm curious about you, what you sort of think, what your kind of reaction to this finals were, because it was very weird for some of the games for Damwon.
Yeah, I'd like to, what my general impressions are, that I was just really impressed with that second game, just like seeing a Fiora and also a Rengar. I don't think Fiora has been picked much throughout the entirety of Worlds, if I'm correct. It's mainly like whenever they're counter picking, it's mainly like Camille or Jax or that type of stuff. So it was interesting to see Fiora, and well, he got a pentakill, so he was popping off that game. And Rengar was certainly a pick, and I liked how they
Rengar.
I certainly love how they used them and how they incorporated them. So honestly, second game for me was probably the best. First game, just in general, it seemed like not first game. The rest of the games, kind of, they were always, even the second game, they were always head to head. So honestly, this finals was not a letdown, even though it wasn't that 3-2 that I was talking about last week. Certainly these games were very competitive, and at any point they could have always been taken by either team.
Right, and I agree. Huge credit to Suning for this series. They played so fearless, and they played their hearts out. I mean, I don't know if you saw any of the sad photos at the end that for some reason people just let photographers into the room as like Huang Fang and Angel just crushed.
Let us profit out of your emotions.
Yeah, let us profit. You know what I mean? But huge credit to Suning, and you're right. Game 2, it was probably one of the most creative games that we've seen, because like a lot of people like Fiora, like the Fiora pick into Ornn was a really good adjustment by Suning, and Bin, I call him Bean, but Bin just popped off on it. SOFM realizing that, hey, wait a minute, if they just group, I'm useless. So he started building tank, and what I was saying was Radar Rengar, because when he ults, he can see everything. You know what I mean? He can see people even if they're invisible. So he can find where Eve is in fights, because Eve has that permanent invisibility. So he's a radar. I mean, he's like always telling his teams, hey, here's where Eve is, here's where Eve is. It was a really good series, because like I was saying, Suning was able to push Damwon in fights. Like Damwon would get an early lead. They're probably the cleanest team in the early game right now. in terms of getting an advantage. But Suning would just find fights and win fights from seemingly out of nowhere. Like, they would just pull some mechanical magic out of their butt, you know what I mean? And just, and get back into the game. You know what I mean? Game 3 especially, Angel's Akali is maybe on par with Showmakers. Like, his Akali is disgusting. Where's the fight? I'm going to try and pull up the fight at Baron. Yeah, it's like here. I think it's here. But like Angel is just so... Angel, Huangfeng, and Bean were just so good in this fight. Like, well, the play is going on right now, like, so you guys can see it and get context for it. But, like... And they were just able to... Like, this fight, they're down 4K gold. Like, 3.5.
So this should have been a Damwon fight.
Yeah, this should... Like, they should not win this fight. And they do. You know what I mean? They're so creative when it comes to fighting. They're able to, just not be afraid of Damwon in these fights, and it's honestly really impressive. Like, it was really impressive, and considering that Huangfeng and I believe Bean are rookies, I mean, I don't think they haven't.
I mean, isn't it the first Worlds for all of them?
Not for SOFM and Sword Art.
Oh, okay.
Sword Art he used to be on Yowie Flash Wolves.
Oh, okay.
Way back when, and I believe SOFM has been to Worlds before. But again, still also a ton of credit to Damwon because that fourth game wasn't even close. They smelled blood in the water and just tore Suning to pieces. Bean did not have fun. No one had fun. There was a gap in every lane.
Yeah.
And it just, I mean, it was.
To give credit for Min though, what's it called? In the first 3 games, he was certainly playing those picks into Ornn, those not what you'd expect picks into Ornn. Like, I think most teams would have tried things like, oh, they picked Ornn, so we're just gonna pick like a tanky top laner and then try to rely on everything else.
Like Shen.
Yeah. But no, they gave him Wukong, and he tried. They lost the first game, but he tried making those plays. He tried being effective, and then I gotta give him credit. Like, he was not gonna be like.
Yeah, he was not afraid
a target for anything.
Yeah. But Damwon in Game 4, it was just so gross because like Canyon, I've had like 3 kills in like the first 10 minutes, and he had like 5 marks too. And at that point, it's like, well.
Yeah.
No one's going to survive Kindred at that point.
And especially with such a powerhouse early game with Pantheon.
Yeah, like Pantheon, Syndra, Ornn is actually really good for Kindred. And, I mean, Damwon just played it really well. And, hey, Korea won again. Like, Korea's back on top. But give a ton of credit to Suning, man. It wasn't what they had wanted because they came really close. But they played their butts off. This whole world. You know what I mean? And to beat 3 if you count G2 in group stage, to beat 3 favorites in G2, JDG, and Top Esports, and to really stick it to Damwon in a lot of games and fights is really impressive. Yeah. And I'm excited to see where Suning goes from here, because it's not like the LPL is just like 3 teams and a bunch of scrubs. Like, there's still FPX who won Worlds and Invictus Gaming who also won Worlds.
Yeah, and
they didn't even make Worlds.
And you could just say it's like, oh, Top Esports had a bad patch and they might be able to recruit. We don't know what's going to go on next season, so like, once again, they might have to face off against Top Esports, JDG Gaming again.
IG and FPX and all these other teams, all RNG. Who was obviously in a rebuild year, and like. It's just really impressive that they were able to pull this off, and this Worlds. Sadly, they don't get to be remembered as the upset kings.
Yeah, they don't get their skins.
So congratulations to Damwon.
Yeah. And Sunny.
And Sunny.
Congrats for going so far.
Yeah, and now for 2021's a little bit later. Yeah. But in terms of Worlds overall, how did we like it? Was it a good World? Was it a bad World? Was it an okay World?
Every single time TSM doesn't make it out of groups, it's a bad World.
There's been a lot of bad Worlds.
There's not been a single good World.
There's never been a good World. Yeah, but I think in all actually, TSM memes aside, I think this was a good Worlds. I think it had its fair share of upsets, its fair share of stories. It wasn't just, there's one team that's, I mean, obviously Damwon was favored and they won, but, you know.
But it's not like we all expected it to be Damwon versus Top Esports. So to see something else different, and also G2 didn't do great against Damwon when it came to it, but like even before speculating, people were like, it could. Yeah. Most people were favoring Damwon, but it could have been like, I see that G2 might have hope, and we could get the G2 Sunning finals, and that would have been really interesting. So,
and then also in group stage, like you can't forget group stage. You know, there were a lot of top Dragon X and JDG Damwon, like
Ints.
Yeah, and Ints and inting. You know what I mean?
Getting knocked out.
I mean, Ints was the best part. You know,
Group C, Group A were both.
Group C, man. Yeah. You know, LGD just mentally booming after one game and just throwing in the towel.
Yeah.
You know, Fnatic nearly beat Top. You know what I mean? Like, there were a lot of good...
FlyQuest beat Top.
FlyQuest beat Top, you know what I mean? I think as soon as we saw FlyQuest beat Top, we knew it was doomed for Top Esports. But there were good picks. It wasn't just the same 10 champions over and over. We saw Singed, we saw Radar Rengar, we saw Fiora,
we saw Draven,
Twitch. We saw we saw Vel'Koz and Kazanx.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
we saw a bunch of Swain from Unicorns of Love.
Yeah, we saw Swain, we saw Karthus. Like, there were a ton of good picks this world, and it was just really, really fun to see.
Yeah.
And especially, also want to give credit to like the people who actually set it up, because in these times, in COVID times, like the protocols that had to have been in place for them to do all this had to have been just so ridiculous, and they pulled it off.
They made it look real nice. That stage was beautiful.
Yeah, oh yeah, that was the best group stage ever.
Oh yeah.
Every single time you just picking bands, you get that zoom in of water, and it's like
the water. Oh, and the sky that could change.
And the skyline in the background, and like the champions would like appear in the sky and then fade away. China, my man. You guys, China did it in Shanghai. It was in Shanghai, right? I think it was in Shanghai, not Beijing. It was in Shanghai. They did an amazing job hosting this year. I believe it's going back to China next year.
Really?
I think so.
Different city or something?
Yeah,
how do they?
They usually rotate it, but I don't know why China's getting it 2 years. It may be going to Beijing or Hong Kong, and because Hong Kong's having its whole stuff.
This is not a political game, please.
This is not a political game.
I don't even know what Beijing is.
Yeah, I think it may go to Beijing or Hong Kong next year.
Yeah.
And, you know, who knows? Because it was Paris and Europe last year. Then it was Seoul, South Korea the year before. Then it was China the year before. And then it was NA. So it's been a long time since NA has hosted.
Come on, Houston!
Houston was... No, not Houston, but Dallas was supposed to host the spring split finals.
Oh,
the LCS.
Really?
And then COVID hit. And I was actually so sad because I would have gone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That would have been interesting.
I would have driven up to see probably what would have been C9 crushing FlyQuest, but who cares? You know what I mean? It was a really, really enjoyable Worlds. I don't know if it can compare to the 2018 Worlds, the one where it was Fnatic against Invictus Gaming in the finals, because that Worlds was insane.
Really?
Like,
I don't think
that was
watched that one.
Yeah, that was where C9 made semifinals. That was where like everyone was getting upset. Like, if you were
it was a wild card team. And,
if you were a mechanically skilled player and you got your hands on Irelia or Kali, it was like just gorgeous to watch. Because that was when Irelia and Akali were like giga broken.
Yeah,
like,
that was old Akali, correct?
No, that was.
Or was that new Akali?
Yeah, it was new Akali.
I
mean, because new Akali got reworked in the same patch, in the same season, not patched, as Irelia and Aatrox. Those three champions got reworked together. So you can imagine when you have three fighter champions that get reworked, and they're all really good. You know what I mean? A lot of good things tend to happen.
That was also the time where Aatrox revived in his ulti, correct?
Yeah. And that was when
wasn't that recent?
That his old bleh.
When did they change them?
They realized that, hey, giving a champion that can 1v5 a revive is kind of dumb. So they just took it away from
I think I think after Aatrox was released, they had like a good 5-6 months of just like patching and trying to nerf this guy, and just like, all right, finally we're taking off the revive.
And then that was also the season where we had the great bot lane patch, where they just nerfed AD carries. And so, like, they were literally just not worth playing. So we would see, like, stuff like Swain bot, Heimerdinger bot,
Unicorns of Love,
like,
would have loved to be.
Syndra bot. The only AD carries that were being played were, like, Lucian and Kai'Sa, because they didn't have to build crit items. That was also the season of funneling. If you don't know what funneling is, it's where everyone plays support style champions. You have a hyper carry that's a jungler, and then like a Taric or some random support in the mid lane. They just follow that person around. They clear all the jungle camps. They go clear mid wave. They go clear all the jungle camps. They go clear mid wave.
Oh shit!
So they are like at 200 farm, while you're at like 80. Like, and they are just so far ahead of you, and because they're just supports around them, they're just unkillable.
But I would say, what's it called? So we've had that meta, and then we've also had another meta where fucking bot lane would try to match wherever top lane is.
Swapping.
Yeah, lane swapping. I'd say this is a good world because we haven't had any. We didn't have any.
There was
that.
no
it was
lane
just lanes
swapping.
versus lanes.
There was no lane swapping where a top lane would just have to play against a bot lane.
Yeah.
There's no connection interruptions like at the first Worlds where everything went
Freak's
off.
basement.
Because like there was no LAN connection.
Yeah. There was no Juggernaut meta, which I believe was the 2015 or 14 Worlds. I don't remember. Where that was where they reworked Mordekaiser. The before not new Mordekaiser, but middle Mordekaiser, as we call him.
He still had pizza feet.
Yeah, he still had pizza feet. And when he would kill drag, he would get a dragon. Yeah, that Mordekaiser.
That was pre-Scuttle.
Yeah, pre-Scuttle.
Pre-Scuttle.
Like,
yeah,
it's like...
Is it also pre-Gromp?
I don't think so. I think Gromp was still around. But I love how the timeline of League of Legends is PC, before pre-Crab, and then like everything else after Crab. Like BC and AD. You know what I mean?
Before our Lord and Savior Scuttle Crab.
Pre-Crab, or before Crab now.
Yeah.
But like, and then there was no Ardent Sensor meta, where if you just could build Ardent Sensor, you would just win.
Yeah.
So it was a good meta.
Oh man, remember, was it Feral Flame?
Oh my god,
I love that.
I hated that.
love that item, dude.
I hated that because my junglers would always say, "Alright guys, I'll see you at 30 minutes."
And then they'd win the game.
Yeah, and they'd be like, "Alright, they won."
Yep.
It was very, who buys Feral Flame first? If you buy it first, you win.
You got Yi, you got Feral Flame.
Who's better, Yi or Udyr?
Yeah, who's better? I don't know. Dude, Udyr's been played in like normal games so much.
Really? You notice that too?
I haven't noticed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
I've seen no more.
I don't know why. Like, has he been buffed?
Maybe Trick2G's back at it again.
Maybe. I mean,
did they ever play him in this Worlds?
No.
No.
I mean, Udyr's golden like Pisslow.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure if like Canyon locked in Udyr, SOFM would be like, okay, I'm just gonna go invade you. Like, what are you gonna do? You're Udyr. Like, but like, it was a good Worlds. It was a very good Worlds. I have nothing else to say about this World. I think we can put this one
to bed.
To rest.
Put it to bed. Although World skins are now coming out.
Oh yeah.
And my god, Jin, may get a skin
from Ghost.
From Ghost. Please, Ghost, if you fucking choose Caitlyn or Ashe, I'm gonna lose it.
Do you think it'll be a spooky skin?
But no, I think it's. I mean,
that would be really cool.
That'd be cool. Halloween and Ghost. Why not? Hell yeah.
Why not?
Like a golden Halloween.
Yeah, I don't think it makes sense.
Halloween skin.
I don't think it'll make sense when they come out in what, like they'll come out
April.
in
like
April.
in like March, just have a spooky Jin skin. Ooh. That'd be good. I think that also because you gotta remember the colors of the team is represented a lot. Yes, it's that teal blue.
Oh, is it really?
And the white, yeah. Because the Invictus Gaming skins are all black and white, which is the color of the team. SKT's a lot of lot of reds and golds.
Phoenix or whatever.
Yeah, Fun Plus. It's
Fun Plus Phoenix.
it's like weird because it's like a crimson salmon red and a lot more a yellow gold. I don't know. The people who designed them do a really good job.
I just want a team with orange, so finally with a very weird.
If Suning had won, if Suning had won, we would have gotten an orange skin.
I want a violet and chartreuse team.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
how
know
would they do a Leona skin.
I don't know how it would work if you, if Sony had one and they had an orange Leona skin. It's just, oh wait, this is just Leona.
Fuck off, Riot.
Yeah, this is just Leona.
Show me Leona skin. I already have.
Yeah. The opening ceremony was a thing. I know everyone's hyped about the opening ceremony
with that Chinese dude talking.
Yeah, well, because they had the KDA and Seraphim, blah, 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 blah.
If you're into
but a lot of people in Korea are mad at Seraphim because in I think the Korean version, or at least the song, I don't know if in the Korean version or just the English version, she speaks Chinese. If you know anything about Korea, they don't like the Chinese a lot. They don't like them.
Yeah. No.
So yeah.
Oh, wow.
I don't think
Seraphim's making people mad in game and out of game.
Wow.
She actually may be the most hated. I think she has the most.
She is. She has the most dislikes on her Champions Spotlight video.
Yeah,
really?
Surpassing Yorick.
Wait, Yorick has the most dislikes?
Yorick used to have the most dislikes.
Why?
Because everyone thought he was broken. Before before Yorick was changed, Yorick was played a lot.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I played Yorick,
and he was just fucking absolute. He was a terrible thing to patch because like you either nerf him to oblivion or when he's slightly good, he's
he just
really
overtuned
because he's a lane bully.
Yeah, you ever just press E and just get Giga healing?
Yeah, I mean,
just because a ghoul just exists on top of someone.
So yeah, when so since he was played a lot and people associated Yorick with being a lane bully. They're like, alright, I guess we're just gonna fucking dislike this YouTube video.
He still is a lane bully in like low elo because like no one because
I never seen him played in
who Yorick? You're talking about Yorick?
I mean, like a good Yorick player is so obnoxious.
Yeah, that's the thing about Yorick is like if you don't know how to play or you don't know what the fuck Yorick does, he just bullies the hell out of you.
Because he spawns his little ghouls by pressing Q. He revives them. He throws his E at you, and all those little fuckers, they just jump on you.
Yeah.
And like abilities don't kill them, so you have to auto attack them. You know what I mean? And it's just so annoying.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, stop.
Yeah.
And then once
the same could be said about like if you're first time playing Yorick and you're like, oh yeah, my Q's gonna do a lot of damage by itself, and you try like
2 damage.
Yeah. You're not.
And you're like, wait a minute.
Spawned, you're not doing.
And you're like, wait a minute.
No baby Q, man.
Yeah. But so also because
Yorick is getting a world skin.
Yeah. So Yorick is Nuggery's just gonna troll us all. He never even touched Yorick this season. I want a Yorick skin.
Can they request that?
Yeah. I think they can. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you can request skins. Like
what if he's just like, I want a soul skin. Give me.
Well, I think it has to be. I think it has to be role specific.
Well, what?
Oh, okay, so I think it has to be.
It has to
a
make
champion
sense
that can be. Like, it has to make sense. Like Nuggery can't be like, I want Yubi. Like,
why not?
Like Riot would probably tell him fuck off.
Like, I think it's like I don't think there's a rule that they have, but it's probably like you should probably stick to a champion that's in your lane.
Doinby got Malphite because he played Malphite. Like, he is a Malphite player.
Like, they could technically say, or not technically, like, if Nuggery wanted to pick Lulu to be a skin,
if Nuggery plays Lulu, like, if he plays Lulu, you know what I mean?
Do you think it's Riot's place to sort of enforce the meta like that?
The meta of picking skins?
Well, like, you know, he says, like, well, I want a Yummy skin, right?
Yeah.
You know, he hasn't maybe necessarily taken Yummy top, But like, what if he wants to start something? Do you think Riot would actively try and stop that from happening?
Well, I don't think. Well, I mean, they have stopped people doing stuff like that because of funneling. Because funneling, like I was saying, funneling was one of the most unfun metas to watch and to play. Because it was just like if two teams funneled, right? Nothing's happening. Because you just have a hyper carry just farm. Side lanes are doing nothing because they're just supports. You know what I mean? And then, in the mid game, it's just two dudes slapping each other with his 4 other friends. It would literally be Bjergsen and 4 wards. You know what I mean? And just giving them as many shields and heals as possible. Like, it would be unfun.
Yeah.
I mean, Riot wants games like this, where there's damage on every side. I mean, and so... Also, I don't know how Yumi top would even work.
There's also that final.
Yeah, there's also you are a Korean pro player trying to say, "Oh yeah, let's go play Yumi top, guys."
Bet they make it work.
Yeah, I mean, he could make it work in Iron. You know what I mean? Like,
okay, well, Yumi is a bad example, but I mean, for
like if you want to do Raka, let's say you want to do Raka, Raka could be play top. Like, I don't think Riot would say no. They would probably ask, "Are you sure? Like, this is your world skin. Do you want it to be a support?"
Hell yeah!
Like, I mean, if he's big dick enough to say, "I'm just gonna win another one," so who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
More power to him. You know what I mean? But
well, I mean, at the end of the day, like, you know, it's still a skin named after him. Who cares what champion?
Yeah, But I think a lot of pro players also want, like,
they just want their favorite champion.
Of course.
Yeah, like if I ever won Worlds, I want a Jhin skin.
Yeah.
I'd want a Jhin or a Talia skin.
Oh, I'm sure you would.
Yeah.
Man. I'm sure you'd blow him every night too.
Well, I don't know about that.
But I'm saying, like, would Riot just actively stop them?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think Riot cares too much about their pro players.
Yeah.
And what they do to help them. That they would say, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like, sure. I mean, whatever. But I think that goes even deeper though. Where does Riot see a meta and say, "Oh no, we don't want that"?
I think so.
You know what I mean?
I think so, probably.
I think they do.
I mean, what's it called? We haven't talked about the item changes yet, but like they're going out of their way to like doing like little nerfs and pre-buffs to like certain like mana changes or mana pulls because they see like the items are gonna be affected that way. So I think that's not directly saying like, oh, they're changing the meta that way, but I think they're directly saying like if they're able to keep an eye out for that specific thing, which is not the first thing that I would think of, which companies should think of things that I haven't thought of. But but I think they're keeping a watchful eye. They probably don't want Yumi to be a really big thing because everyone just hates Yumi.
A top laner, like
a
solo lane Yumi.
Yeah, everyone. I mean, even without having the meta Yumi top that Paul's predicting.
2022. Maybe 2021 ain't the right time.
But I think they certainly don't want. Like, everyone hates Yumi. They're like, all right, well, we'll just. Keep Yumi
they have given Yumi one of the biggest nerfs ever, where her E was based on it cost a flat amount of mana and a % of her max mana. Like, and that we've never seen a nerf like that.
Yeah.
And it was because like they didn't know what to do with her because they were like
they made a champion. They were like,
they made a champion that
maybe they're like, you know, on a crunch time they're like, shit, well, IOs in Dota too, you know, we can basically get that.
And like they've never had a champion that's literally just like an item that someone just has that you know what I mean, like and like it broke the game because like, okay, you can stick it on your AD carry and be fine, but what if you put it on your top laner?
Yeah.
Like,
and it floats around, you know.
And like, what if you put it on some unkillable bruiser?
Oh, and then that's stun.
Stun. Yeah, like, and so Riot, I think Riot.
And there's also champions that they kind of forget about intentionally.
Yeah.
Like, they don't ever touch Quinn again. They don't ever touch Yorick after they did his rework, is like things like that. So I'm pretty sure they don't want like a Yorick dominant or a Quinn dominant meta where Quinn's flying around the map just killing everything.
Yeah,
because there's a fine line with those champions, and I think a lot of people. I think it's a hard concept for people to grasp because there's a fine line between this champion is balanced because if we nerf them, they suck. Like they are awful.
Yeah.
They're like pissed here. You know what I mean?
No fun.
Yeah, no fun. Like it's no fun for the person you're playing against because they're just killing you over and over and there's no excitement. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're just doing nothing. And it's no fun for you because you're just dying over and over and you don't do damage. But if we buff them, they're just gods. Like they can 1v5. You know what I mean? Yeah. And like they have no bad matchups.
Sometimes the littlest buff can do that.
Yeah, and sometimes it's like one more attack damage on something. You know what I mean? Like a slight buff to scaling. Like some of these champions are so that teeter that line that like Riot's like we can't do anything to this champion because like it's going to like it was like Evelyn. Like they buffed Evelyn and she
skyrocketed and everyone hates her.
Yeah, and then they nerfed her they nerfed her and she's like this. I still think she's broken beyond belief.
Yeah.
She's up there. Man.
Yeah, like Hecarim. I think they buffed Hecarim. Like I don't even know if they buffed Hecarim. But like certain champions also just become good because other champions are bad.
Yeah. Like
Jin's a good example. Jin I don't think has been touched this patch at all. I mean, but he just rose in priority because Aphelios and Ezreal started to fall, and people were like, "Well, there's Jin. Jin's an answer into some of these champions." You know what I mean? And so
you don't even have to touch champions in order for them to be good, just as long as they counter other champions.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Yeah, and it's also items.
Yeah,
like items play a huge part in it. You know what I mean? Like Manamune helped. Like Lucian was played at the beginning of season 10. Then he wasn't played at all. And now he's like one of the best mid laners because Manamune is such a gold efficient item for Lucian. You know what I mean? And
did people just figure that out or did they change Manamune in any way?
No, like people just figured it out. Like Manamune was a good item and then they realized, wait, you can just play this on Lucian. And Lucian was already a fringe mid lane pick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was also because in the bot lane, you couldn't play him bot because there were so many long-range AD carries that were being played.
You could get smacked by Varus.
Yeah. and it was like, well, if you play Lucian into like Caitlyn, like, okay, Caitlyn, you dash in, okay, I'm gonna net away. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't really do much. And so, which is why, and so that's why Lucian was played mid. And then he just became the best mid laner because he's an AD carry, so he naturally is going to have more damage than mages. So like you could play other champions into it, but like you couldn't like it's like I'm going to pick Seraph into Lucian because like that's like an auto loss.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting how balancing works for not only our meta, which is the solo queue meta, but also the pro meta. I mean, because
do you think Riot will try and nerf this solution mid business?
I
think they like that.
Well, I think that so this next preseason patch, no champion changes are being made.
None.
Because items.
There's slight changes like to mana pools.
Yeah, there's mana pool changes and like, but it's not it's no like damage ability changes. You know what I mean? Like,
or there's crit changes as well.
Really?
Yeah, there's crit adjustments to adjust to new crit items. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like Jin and Yasuo and Yone that have
Kate.
Well, no, it's champions that have crit works differently for them.
No, yeah, every champion that we said is being affected.
Well, okay. Well, yeah, but like Caitlyn, crit works differently for Caitlyn than it does Jin, Yone, Senna.
Yeah.
Because Jin directly gets AD off of his crit, and his crits do less damage because his fourth shot is guaranteed to crit. You know what I mean? Yasuo gains double %. His critical strike chance is doubled. You know, Senna just gains critical strike for some reason. But like. And so they're not really changing anything in the preseason because they don't know how certain champions react to the new items. Like, for all we know, Rammus could become the best champion. You know what I mean? Like, Duskblade Rammus.
That
because
would be a fucking game.
If you don't know Duskblade, whenever you kill someone, you go invisible. You know what I mean? So you can imagine Kazakh's mains are just... It's No Nut November, but they're trying their best to hold it in.
No, what I'm picturing is a Rammus meta where he bumps into someone and goes invisible so that we can bump into someone again.
Dude, that would be so much fun!
Invisible
AP Rammus.
Invisible Rammus.
The next Evelyn.
The next Evelyn. Invisible Rammus. You're like, why did I get taunted? What am I hitting?
Where am I going?
Oh no! But yeah, like they're not making huge changes to champions because
they want to see how these items play.
They want to see how champions react to the items. You know what I mean? And so who knows? The meta may completely turn on its head.
Yeah.
Because of this, which is why when we talk about this, but what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna play ARAM for like the first 3 weeks so I can learn what these items do. You know what I mean? Like I am not going into ranked. I am not playing anything. I'm just playing.
Will there still be a ranked queue?
Yeah, in the preseason there's ranked queue, but it
what does it do?
I don't know. It doesn't boost your actual rank, but you can just play rank.
I think you're just playing drafts at that point.
Yeah, but yeah. I think it helps your MMR, and
does it? Really?
Yeah,
I think it makes your MMR higher. So if you're playing at silver, if you get locked in at silver tier, and you play ranked, technically you're not going up to gold, but you're gonna be matched.
It's also gold. So whenever the new season starts and your ranks get reset, you start at a certain threshold, so you can start higher on the threshold after you finish your rank.
Instead of get demoted to like if you're
instead of starting in like bronze, you could start in the silver 3.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Which makes a huge difference because then you don't have to go through those promos.
That could be a couple weeks of grinding right there.
Yeah.
And then
also, one of the big changes they're making to the new rank system is there's no interdivisional placements.
Huh.
So you know how to get from like let's say silver 2 to silver 1, you have to win 2 of 3.
Yeah,
that's no longer a thing.
What? Really?
So if once you hit 100 LP, it carries over.
What?
Yes.
But what does that mean?
But there are still placements to go from silver 1 to gold 4.
Right, but they're getting rid of all
like going from silver 4 to silver 3 to silver 2 to silver 1.
Wow.
Those are gone.
Huh. What do you think of
I
that?
think it's interesting.
Love that.
Yeah, I think it's
better.
It's more good than worse.
I don't have to stress over 2 games of my placements to just get into the next division. You know what I mean?
There's I play Legends of Runeterra a lot more than I play actual League of Legends, but in their rank system, how they do it is once you go up a certain like, what is it, ranking? I guess it's gold from silver. Would that be called ranking?
Yeah.
So once you go up to, if I'm in silver, when I go up to gold, I'm then in gold 4.
Yeah.
But if I lose and I get to gold 4 0 LP, and I can continue losing, however, I never drop back to silver. I don't think that will ever be a thing.
That's a thing in League.
Oh really?
Yeah. So it's a thing in lower elo.
Oh.
In higher elo, like I think once you hit diamond. Like, once you're in Diamond 4, I don't think you can drop to Plat 1.
Oh.
But you can drop, let's say you're Challenger, you can drop all the way to D4.
Okay.
I mean, so higher elos, that matters.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like, you can demote from there.
I didn't know
that. Because Master, Grandmaster, and Challenger, there's no, I'm Challenger 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
like, entire leaderboard.
Like, it's based on LP.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So... I like it. It's really interesting. I don't know how it helps climbing. I mean, I imagine it'd make it easier. But, who knows? Speaking of that, as the ranked season comes to a close, we have had many experiences in League.
Oh, yeah.
In ranked.
Oh, yeah. 2020 ranked season.
The shithole of League of Legends.
No doubt.
I mean, it is...
It's tiring.
It is.
It is.
It's very stressful.
It is.
Thinking about it now, it's like emotionally draining.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
like reflecting on it.
Yeah, like
just...
because you take it. I don't know how seriously you take it. Like you guys take it. I take it decently, like especially my solo queue games. Like when I'm by myself, like I take it decently seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not like fucking Rammus mid-time. You know what I mean? Like, but like, you know what I mean? It's just like, basically what I'm trying to ask is, do you have any horror stories? It's like how, you know, on a lot of other podcasts, they were like, oh my god, what's your first date horror story? Like, shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, what's your ranked horror story?
Ranked horror story, man. They usually are all the same.
It is.
You fuck up. One mistake. You're 0-2 or something like that in the bot lane. And mid, jungle, top, whoever it may be, whatever, even the bot lane, just give up. They give up and they sit in fountain and just yell at you the whole game.
Yeah.
That's happened to me more in this 2020 season. This is anecdotal evidence, but more in this 2020 season than any other season.
I feel like I same thing, anecdotal evidence, and I just like this is my experience from like 3-4 days ago, where I was just like, hey, we have 12 days left. I'm in silver 2, so I might try to go to gold, but just like same thing, same experience happening, where it's just like some guy just thinks he's a god in silver 2, and he's like come down and he's gonna get the challenger in these final in these final 10 days.
Yeah, this is his career here. Like, hey.
Yeah, and he's going and like someone makes a mistake and he's like, oh my god, now I'm gonna flame you guys, and if you guys don't get better immediately because I'm fucking talking to you and I'm being shitty to you, if you don't improve right now, then I'm an AFK. Like everyone just looks at him and is like, what? AFK?
AFK, dude. Like, man, and if you're gonna actually like AFK, then like AFK, go disconnect so we can fucking leave. You know?
Yeah.
And then you queue up and you get the same person the next.
Yeah, like I think my most recent ranked horror story is like, I don't know why, I don't know how, and I don't really care to know why, but I really wish I would know why. There's always one person that doesn't seem to have hands. Like,
What's that mean?
what it means is like, for example, if I hit an anti-stun on someone, they're stunned for a long time.
Yeah.
So if you're, I don't know, Thresh, for example, it's a very easy hook to land, because you just have to take your skill shot and throw it at them.
I think we're the shitty players you're talking about.
Well,
you're the guy yelling at us.
No.
Like, you're the motherfucker.
No, like, if you guys miss it, it may be like slightly left, or you might get an unlucky hitbox.
Yeah.
It was like if Annie's here, and if the person stuns here, my Thresh is here, like point blank. He just like I was like, I told him like, you okay? Like, did you lag? Like, I was genuinely asking like, did you lag? Because if you lag, it's understandable. Because you know sometimes you lag and like you randomly.
Oh, you actually ask him like,
no,
why did you fuck up?
No, I didn't ask him to fuck up. I was like, you know what happened?
Did you ping?
No, I didn't ping him because it was fine. Because they flashed, they used everything.
Yeah.
It was just that I had to flash and do a bunch of extra stuff to kill him.
Oh, you got the kill.
I got the kill.
Hell yeah.
But it was just like, you know what happened?
Yeah.
They literally told me, oh, I thought they were gonna flash. I'm like, you what? And I told him, they don't have flash. Like they used it already.
Yeah.
Like, did you not see?
What'd they say?
They basically were like, shut up, you're bad. Like, you know what I mean? Because they were like, I'm in the wrong, but you're bad. You know what I mean? I'm like, what? Right? So I just muted him and kept playing.
Yeah, whatever, dude.
I mean, but I try to stay as positive as possible in my games.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because it's, especially my ranked games, because it's like, you know, it's like, oh, you know, we're losing, but, you know, hey guys, you know,
you're not gonna get any benefit from.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get any better, but I was like,
and we're still in shit low, so things could change.
Yeah, but I wasn't like actually like asking him to like flame him. I was like, yo, like, did you, like, disconnect? Because I was like, okay, if you disconnected, it's fine. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I understand
He
that.
may have taken that as a flame, possibly.
Yeah.
Even if people.
Yeah, but I was like, I asked him, like, hey, man, you know, did you lag or something? Like, I like, asked the question, and he was like, I thought they would flash. I'm like, you what? Like, I was like, what? I was like, they don't have flash. And it was just like, I don't know. It was, and it's just like, it's like teammates like that, where it's like, because like, I understand if you have a bad game, or if like, you know, you miss a skill shot. I miss skill shots. I don't care if you miss a skill shot. But like, if you actively like,
I miss point blank.
grief, grief, like, I'm going to body block you so you get hit by this skill shot. Like,
shit.
that has happened to me where, like, I'm trying to run,
Yeah.
and so, like, you know how there's that little small sliver between the turrets, right?
Oh, yeah.
Or if your
Never
ally,
run there.
if your ally stands right at the end, you can't get past them.
Yeah.
So you're.
I'm like, move! You know what I mean? And it's like, oh my god. But, like, no, like, I take my ranked games pretty decently seriously. You know what I mean? I don't think of myself as a god. I say I'm still piss low.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But,
Absolutely.
you know,
It stinks down here.
yeah, it stinks down here, but, you know, we make do with what we can.
Oh yeah, I love it. Honestly, I have been playing bronze for like 8 years now,
Right.
and I wouldn't have it any other way.
Right.
The type of shit that happens is incredible.
You're
Like,
laughing your ass off.
laughing my ass off. People think they're good, you know, and then like people are playing all sorts of goofy shit. You know, they don't know how to play the fucking game.
Yeah.
Right.
And then you also have those mix of tryhards that like maybe have been demoted, I haven't played in a while, and they're stuck here with like these idiots, and they're yelling at them, and that could be funny. So all that's well and good, but as I've climbed, you know, and gotten closer to gold, which is still shit low for sure.
Yeah.
But I feel like now this is where like people are like losing their fucking hearts, like they're having heart attacks while they're like typing.
They're like,
Yeah.
they're like hyperventilating.
They're ventilating while they're typing.
Yeah.
They think
Like-
they're gonna be the next faker, and it's
It's
like,
like,
dude, calm
Calm
down.
down. Like, oh
Yeah,
my god.
yeah.
I was literally
Yeah.
like, when I was doing my rank that I did this weekend, on my one monitor I had League, and then on the other monitor I was watching The Boys because I haven't watched it yet, the Amazon Prime show, and I was like, this isn't worth my time. I'm just gonna watch this show instead. It's like,
Dude,
fuck
like-
League, dude. Why are people yelling at me? I don't need this shit.
That's a fucking move.
Yeah, I don't, you know, I'm not an active guy. I don't go out and play sports, you know, I don't have an organized team I can go out and like
Yeah.
work with, you know. So League, you know, call me a loser, that's the closest thing I got to that. Like, so
that's fine.
when I'm on there, I want to work with like my teammates, you know. I want to have like a good cooperative experience.
And sometimes you
shit.
do have
Sometimes
like
you
one
do.
team where it's just like everyone's having fun. You're like
Yeah.
joking around. You're able to shit talk the team. They're able to shit talk you back. No,
that's good.
No hard feelings.
Honest shit talk. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. Where it's like, hey, you know, you blow dick. Oh shit, I missed that hook. I guess I do too. You know?
Yeah.
Fun stuff.
There's
like
like a fun banter.
I mean, I honestly think that's. Maybe I'm thinking too much of a utopia future where like we could have where both teams know that they're shit and they're just like, oh, I missed that hook.
League
Like,
of
oh, you're
Legends
awesome,
if more
yeah.
people pick Ramus.
Yeah, League of Legends. If there was a Yumi top.
Yeah, League of Legends if Yumi Top was being played.
But I think people just like think too highly of themselves, and they're just like,
yeah, this is like we were talking about
Yeah.
last episode. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where
Yeah,
it's
with the
like-
toxic league
Yeah,
players.
like,
yeah.
people think way too highly of themselves. And
Mhm.
So many people are confrontational these days that just
Yeah.
you just like you can't even
And, like-
give them criticism
And like
without them like
sometimes
Yeah,
I tell
yeah.
people like, hey, you should have done this, not because I'm trying to flame them, but because I'm trying to help them. You know what I
Sure.
mean? I'm like, hey, next time, like,
Leadership honor, man.
yeah, I'm like, there's at least I'm like, hey, next time you should ward hop behind them so you can ult them. You don't have to burn your flash. And people are like, well, okay, I'm playing Lee Sin. You're not. You suck. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, well, fuck you too.
Because I think so many people are now jaded by other players, not you, but like other players actively like shitting on them while telling them what to do. They're not
Yeah.
being like, hey, you know, next time try this, it might work better, or try this item, it might work better. They're saying, idiot. Why don't you buy this fucking item? You blow. That's the game because of you. Good luck. Report this asshole.
Yeah, and like...
And then you can't take advice from everyone because then you end up buying that item. Turns out the other guy was an idiot after telling you to try to buy that item. That item doesn't even work.
But they're getting pissed off at you regardless because you didn't take their advice. It's like, fuck, man.
Yeah, there are players that make the game good, and there are players that make the game...
Amen.
Like, fucking awful. Speaking of games, there is a new League game coming out. League-related game.
Just found out about this.
The Ruined
King.
Podcast. The Ruined King. It is made by a development Riot team called Riot Forge. I believe they're like a group of people. They work with Riot, but it's kind of like the Valorant team. I mean, where like it's like their own thing.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Ruined King is supposed to be an RPG. I think a single-player RPG game.
That's cool.
That is a turn-based RPG. It looks really cool. There's not much to...
I mean, the announcement trailer was just like them strutting their stuff, the champions.
Yeah.
They had that like cool walking down the boardwalk pose with some music. They look badass, I'll give you that,
Yeah, you know, it showed off some pretty art, and it was, you know, honestly just like an announcement. I don't think... Are there any other, like, details besides...
Not much is known. All we know that it's going to be on various platforms, so it will be Switch, Xbox
Pretty much
One,
everything,
PS5.
if we're looking at it.
Yeah. I mean,
everything except Google Stadia.
If you actively use a Stadia, something is wrong with you. You go get some help.
Someone is calling right now saying, why the fuck don't you have a Stadia release?
And they were like, you want us to fucking do what?
And they're like, oh, a what release?
But, yeah, it looks good. And honestly, I'm just really impressed that Riot is doing so much.
They're branching out so much.
Like,
they have a card game. They have a fucking CSGO game.
Yeah, it's a shooter title. They're going to have a fighting game.
That fighting game looks fucking dope.
Get ready for the fucking battle royale.
They have the Wild Rift. They
showed off that Diablo type game.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
They're gonna have a Diablo one?
Yeah, it was
Dungeon Crawler?
It was in the season 10 kind of thing. I don't think this is it.
No.
But if it is, holy shit. If not, even better. Because that means there's another game that we don't even know about.
Yeah.
I mean, they are taking the League of Legends and running with it.
Which is honestly, every single time I see a cinematic trailer that they produce, I'm like, just make an anime. Just make
They
an
are.
anime.
They are. Arcane.
Oh yeah. They're releasing like a couple episodes, right? It's not like a.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like.
It's like it's a.
I guess we'll see how, like, testing the waters and
Yeah. Like, and it looks really good.
But like, they've created these characters and like, they're so like all of them are so cool and you like them and you love them. So like, seeing them go over to different genres of games.
The universe
like,
that they're building with this game and what they are doing with these characters is just like.
Reminds me of Blizzard and the WoW franchise.
Yeah.
And Warcraft, and World of Warcraft, Hearthstone. Then they had that the MOBA that they did, Heroes of the Storm.
Heroes of the Storm.
They have then they have their own like other separate like Warcraft to see like a card game.
Yeah,
all sorts of stuff.
This is like even then it's going beyond what Blizzard has done because they're fucking making pop groups. They have fucking a metal group in Pentakill. They have a fucking
they have a metal group?
Yeah, it's an old group. Like they haven't done anything recently.
Yeah.
But like,
what kind of metal was it? You guys?
It's not like.
Was it a big project, like release albums, or was it a couple singles, something like that?
They released 2 albums.
Oh, really?
They had the lead singer from Dragon Force in it to sing a couple of songs.
Oh, cool! So it's like a power metal type deal.
There was a little bit of
real
not
shreddy.
like heavy screamo, but like there was some.
Is
it real shreddy type?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's like they're flexing their muscles on
power metal
Yeah.
stuff. I like that. That's
like all that
cool.
stuff. Like
Picture Mordecai and was like, yeah, that's a yeah. I expect that and Tim to play that.
like, and then you have KDA, which has just exploded over the past couple weeks. True Damage, like the things that they are doing with the world of League. No one else is doing this.
They have
no one is
Seraphim,
coming.
so they're trying to make
Marvel.
someone as hated as Hitler.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Yeah.
They are truly reaching every point in history. They have the beloved people.
Yeah.
They have Hitler. You know what I mean? Like truly a diverse.
No matter who you are, you can find a character to
Yeah.
relate.
Yeah, see, that's why, and bringing back to the beginning, this is why they are not political.
Yeah.
Because they touch every way of life.
Yeah.
you have characters that just do their thing, and then you have Hitler.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely.
how can you be political if you touch every spectrum?
When everything is political, nothing
Yeah,
is.
if you touch every side of politics, how you can't be political. Well, I think that's about a good place to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for listening so much to The Art of Running It Down.
Thank you, Riot for World.
Yeah, thank you,
Yeah.
Riot for Worlds. Thank you. Good job. Congratulations to Damwon.
Good job, Damwon.
And Sunny.
And Sunny, of course.
We will see you next week. Of course, I think the new items will be out by that time.
Ooh.
So, we'll have a lot to talk about there. This is Mason Anderson, signing off.
Night.